Welcome to the Backpacking Bushers podcast, tips and tales with a sense of humor. It's Throwback Thursday with special guest Marty Morissette. He's not your typical adventurer. Though his knowledge and skills might put him in death wish type situations, they can also be helpful for safer trail users like us. People who are safe most of the time, or at least part of the time. Have a great week and may the Lord bless you.
What's going on, everybody? This is Derek, and with me today is the only man who thinks the stars in the sky are actually holes from people on the trail throwing rocks at the sky. Carl Mandrioli, here he is again. I don't know how you do it.
Those are actually kids throwing rocks, and their parents are telling them, they're not telling them to stop, so that's the issue, right?
They're skipping stones or making holes, apparently.
Oh my gosh.
That's true.
Throwing rocks, man. I've been there. With me today is my lovely co-host, Derek Somerville.
Lovely.
He's a man who thinks frostbite is something you get from a snowman who's also a vampire.
Oh, that's painful, and we're going to move on right away.
And true. Okay, so we got a guest today. We got Marty Morissette.
Marty, not related to Alanis, but we'll ask him to verify, but I'm pretty sure.
And by we'll say you.
We'll say me, because I got to get to the good stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so he's got,
extreme.
Like when I look at his YouTube channel, I think of like Stuntman. I think of just something like a lot of action and stuff. I don't know that he's going to necessarily agree with that, but what how'd you describe kind of what his content is?
His content,
your reaction to it.
I like the energy. I like he's very engaging. I'll say that. I think I titled what I think he should be called later on in the episode. And I think you heard that. So you'll hear that later on.
All right. I'm looking forward to that. You should. But he's definitely, he's got a different take on things. He's not just a backpacker, does a lot of, winter
extreme
camping, and a lot of paddling. So
he likes the cold. He
embraces it. Yeah.
He embraces it. Which
you sound surprised by this. You don't like the cold.
I've been embracing more of the cold. I don't like being out in the cold. I like the cold. We're going to talk about like the cold plunging, being in the cold to restore your body. So I've been getting more into that. I did cryotherapy.
What did that do
a few
for
weeks
you?
ago. You go in the little chamber. You're in there at -50 for like 3 minutes, and there's a lot of health benefits as far as recovering muscles, aching muscles, blood flow, all these other things, and it felt great. I was very cold.
You must be using your muscles more frequently to actually need to recover.
Yes, it's called exercise. With
no,
weight.
I know what it's called. I just didn't know you knew what it was called.
I worry about you. So yeah,
what are you doing? What are you doing for exercise, there? What you got?
I have an exercise machine and that I use 5 days a week. I have a program I do, so I'm lifting heavy 5 days a week. Obviously.
Are you looking for an excuse to flex? You want to throw a bicep up on the screen? Okay.
No. You know what? It's not. It's really the working out, which I still need to do tonight. Actually, is not the hard part. It's become more regular. It's become more of a understanding the mindset. But I think the hard part is the diet. That's
I thought you were the king of that, man. You're the
I
one
know,
that's
but it's always the diet. I eat well, but I don't eat. There's always like those little sweet treats. I got a sweet tooth, and a lot of these like bready carbs. So February, I'm gonna say this: the month of February is gonna be no carb.
We're in the month of February right now.
I know. That's what I'm saying. The month of February is gonna be no carb month.
Okay.
Zero breads. Zero.
Okay. Let me tell you a quick story about zero carb.
Here we go. All right. Here we go.
Because as you know, I've been trying to lose weight.
Carbs. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's talk about it.
So I'm doing a low carb diet. And but I'm still trying to exercise at the same time. And so I went on a 4.5 mile dirt road run, and it wasn't it was hilly but not severe. Okay. I think the last mile, my muscles, not even my leg muscles, just my upper body muscles just started to cramp. I had to take rest breaks where I'm actually I have to stop running, hands on the knees, bent over. Wow. I'm not breathing hard. I'm not exhausted. It's just body tired where I just can't, I don't have the energy. There's no fuel in the tank, so to speak, because I don't have any carbs. And I don't know if it's designed for me to be doing this. I don't know. I told the program that I was an exerciser, and I don't know that they really believe me, I guess, is what it boils down to. So I finish, and then I make it home okay, and I'm gonna take my daughter out to lunch, and but my body starts like seizing up, like cramping everywhere. Like I can't even like get in the car without my body like seizing up. And I'm just thinking, this has to be bad for me, right?
You're getting old, dude. I mean, I don't know. Are you?
I think it's a no carb thing. Like my body's just like reacting. I'm not saying
I mean, carbs, yes, but I think it's more like maybe. Well, I don't know. I'm just gonna try and cut out like the breads. That's mainly the goal. But I don't know. I mean,
that's way different than saying like zero carbs or very.
No, I'm not going
carbs.
zero carbs. I'm going like zero breads. I think like the breads are the buns on the burgers or the the toast and all. I'm just gonna try and do without that. So we'll see how it goes. I don't know.
I'm not sure how this relates to our episode, but that's okay. But it was good.
It's all about being healthy on the trail.
It is about being healthy, and it does relate because there is some health benefits to some of the things that are mentioned or that are going to be mentioned in the interview. But first, we've got our Bible verse for the episode.
Yes,
Job 38:30, and these are questions that like God is asking Job, trying to make a point. Like who are you? Have you done these things? From whose womb comes the ice? Who gives birth to the frost from the heaven when the waters become hard as stone, when the surface of the deep is frozen? Saying like obviously God's in charge of that, right?
That's deep.
It's
frozen.
Deep. Well,
because we're talking
the
about
surface
cold
was
things.
frozen, not the deep part. So,
right. Okay.
Have you encountered a frozen lake before?
Let me think. I'm trying to think of. I don't think I actually have. No, not live. No. Or online.
Okay. How have you encountered it then?
In a movie? I saw it in a movie once.
Okay, that counts.
No, but I don't think. No. Well, not really. I mean, let's see. Antarctica is probably the coldest place. It was just ocean or land. There was no like lake. So no, not really.
Right. Okay.
No. Have you?
Yeah, I live in Colorado. We got frozen lakes all the time. My favorite one was we have a reservoir nearby that froze over, and they have like the ice fishermen go out on that.
Okay.
And I hit that like towards the end of the summer, and it was like a crazy windy day. Ooh. And so I got to go out on the ice, and like you could literally just get blown across the ice. It was pretty fun, actually.
Did you slide across? I would want to slide.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was funny because we had a dog out there too that was just not able to keep its feet. And that's funny. I enjoyed it. But the thoughts I had on the frozen lake are very different than the thoughts that are going to come out in this interview with Marty Morissette. So
correct.
He's a YouTuber. He's on all the social medias. Here's how it went down. All right, we're here with Marty Morissette, famous YouTuber, social media star, you name it. Marty, how's it going today?
Very good yourself, man. I don't know that I can qualify as famous yet.
Yeah, you're famous in our eyes. That's all that matters.
It's very close. Carl, I'm gonna ask it because Carl's gonna do it and mess it up, and it's super cliche. Are you related to Alanis? You don't have to say anything.
That's not where I was going, but that's a good question.
I'm sorry, I'm not. I'm totally not.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
All right. Interview over. Let's.
We'll see you next week.
Actually, according to Backpacking Magazine, you're the third most famous traveler who's named Marty.
Oh.
So, do you happen to know who the other two are? Who are ahead of you?
Wow.
Marty McFly.
Number one. Ding, ding, ding. Time traveler. There you go. There's one.
Automatic.
I don't know.
Okay.
No idea.
There's also
who's number? I don't know. Who's number two?
Marty Short, like Martin Short from Three Amigos. He was.
That's a reach.
Doing a lot of horseback traveling.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
I don't know my traveling history, so I'm sorry.
Hey, rank number 3. That's that's legit. So, speaking of traveling, okay, so we checked out your YouTube channel. I mean, just you look at the thumbnails; they're very attention grabbing. And so the first thought that I had is like, when you see a frozen lake, do you think to yourself like, "Man, I just got to get in there"?
I was thinking he was like, "Can I run across this or not?"
He's not running across.
Let's gamble.
He's cutting a hole and jumping in. Is what he's doing.
I would honestly want to just run and slide across. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
This is not your content. This is his content. He's the one that jumps in.
Fair enough.
Lots of different things. So the video you're making reference to, well, there are two that I did cold plunges in, but the one like straight in the frozen ice, that was a unique time. Like every 4 or 5 years, you get to go out, and then it's cold enough that all the lake freezes before the snow drops, right? So in that particular video, we were supposed to go on a last canoe trip to an island.
Right.
And I was out with Britt and Tunis from Freak of Nature, just good friends that live close from here. And we were iced in essentially, right? So we changed our plans and just went out for a little camp out. But that ice, like, it was such a shame not to have skates. It was the most beautiful ice. Like we were kicking these massive blocks of ice, and they would slide for like 100 feet with no resistance.
Jeez.
So and one of the things I've had as part of like kind of my own personal ritual for a long time, not for a long time, for maybe like 4 years on and off, I've been doing a lot of cold exposure therapy. Just not only plunging. Plunges honestly is like full plunges is a thing of this year, but I've been doing cold showers forever, just for physical health.
That's a thing.
General health, Carl, and all that kind of stuff. And so this year I was like, as part of making content, it's always interesting to create some kind of rituals within your content that your audience can kind of like, like you have the classics. You look at big creators like Peter McKinnon. He always makes coffee.
Wait. You were about to say that the people can identify with, and I don't know a lot of people that can identify
that they can identify with the ritual itself, right?
The ritual, maybe.
Yeah. So since it was something I've always been doing a little bit of, and it's something that I know it's really, really good for me. And since I moved up to where I'm at, I'm close to the river. I've been always wanting to get in. And then here, there's a Facebook group of they're called like Wakefield Wild Waders, which is a bunch of people that just go and cold plunge all together all the time.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So I joined them. I've been doing it. So I was like, let's put this as part of content. That'll be interesting content people will have. But it's also like, to me, it's such a cool ritual you get up in the morning, you make your fire, make a little coffee, you go plunge, you get in, right? And I always tell it's the hardest and the best decision you'll make every day that you do it.
That sounds a lot more fun than out here, because out here we have something called the Polar Bears Club, and it's really just a bunch of like old guys in Speedos who jump in the ocean early in the morning. So it sounds a lot more inviting over there. I actually did that for a while. I couldn't go to the ocean, so I would go to my pool. I wouldn't heat my pool. It would get down to like low 50s. So I would jump in that every morning, and it was exhilarating. Actually, I really enjoyed that. So I'm going to start doing it again.
More power to you. Not doing that. B, the thought that I had was...
some real man.
The thought that I had was that, I don't know what the scenario was, but I saw a Bear Grylls episode. I think he was like in Russia, Siberia, whatever. And he dug the hole in the ice, and then he dug like another hole, what it was, like 10, 20, 30 feet away. And then he like plunged in and then swam under the ice and then like emerged from the other hole. I don't know what survival scenario that's necessary, but... Is that on your radar? Is that coming up?
What YouTube video is that? Let me look it up.
Not at all. I keep my head and my hands out. So if you're gonna cold plunge, keeping your hands out is just super useful because you don't lose mobility. So if you need to rescue yourself because you get too cold or you need to zip up your jacket or anything, you can actually still work your hands, especially if you're going to be doing this in the bush.
There's a survival tip right there. Okay.
So I keep my hands out when I do it, but no, I don't know, man. I have zero desire to do that. I just really enjoy, like, I do like 3 minutes now. Like, I've worked my way up to 3 minutes.
Good. Okay. That's really good.
And I just, I just breathe it out. I just kind of focus. It's good meditation time, and it's so good for the body. Like, with a lot of, like, especially because I film my content and because I like to do things I like to push my limits a lot in my adventures. Like I do a decent amount of like personal training. Like I'm training a lot for all of these. And, with the age, I have all these little aches and my knees kind of this and that. So the cold plunge is just so good for generalized inflammation to help with that. And so that's kind of the major reason why I do that. And then the other one, it's also because it's like, it really is so hard to do that it's such a good win. You know what I mean? Like if you're going to be going out there and just kicking butts all day long, like it's such a good win. Like you do that, you're like, okay, now we're good to go.
It's good recovery. I mean, it's good recovery for your body.
It's great recovery.
Oh my gosh.
It's great recovery. Yeah.
Carl, do you know anything about recovery? Is that something you do up there in Colorado?
Not that
do you guys just roll around on? You like roll in the snow, or what do you do? What do you do?
What do
you guys like to?
I do know about recovery. I'm probably still not very good at it because I'm sore when I go exercising, so I got to work on that. But thanks, Derek.
I think their extent is cold water is probably your extent.
So I'm the guy that doesn't jump in the lake when we go backpacking, and
never, Marty. He never goes.
I was challenged to do that for this upcoming summer trip, so I might do that this summer.
Woo!
Yeah, marked here in this episode.
I have worked in aquatics my entire life. Like I was, I grew up like I was a lifeguard when I was 16, and then I met my wife on the pool deck back then, and then we've been together since. And it's like, I to this day, I still work in Parks and Rec, and I manage like the job that actually pays the bills still so far. Like I manage an aquatic facility, and I hate swimming at all costs.
Yeah.
I do not enjoy swimming. I'll go for an aquatic sport. You want to go, water skiing, wakeboarding. You want to go, whitewater canoeing. Obviously, it's like the best thing in the world. If you like, I love water sports.
But the act of swimming,
do not care about swimming.
It's funny you say. No. I was going to say we were cut from the same cloth because I used to manage an aquatic center too, and I love all the water sports. It's kind of, I feel like this way about running though. I like all activities, basketball, soccer. You run but running, I hate it. I just hate it.
Who would like running? Like,
I don't know.
Nobody likes running.
Nobody. does.
Wait, it's one of the most popular sports in the world. That's right. Sorry.
Do you run, Carl? Is that? Do you know how to run?
I might run a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, you should run. You're up at like 10, 11,000 feet.
Oh, it's good for Carl.
Get all
they don't like recovery over there.
You're not that high.
It's not the 2 mile high city. It's just the 1 mile high. Right? So
that's right. But they're working a meter, so yeah.
Well, I guess what I want to get at with you is, so you go jumping through ice and frozen lakes, and you made a video about winter camping in North America's deadliest mountains. Like,
oh yeah.
I guess where do you draw the line between like adventure and like a death wish? Is there like a fine line between that? Is that because some of your videos you're like, well, it was negative 16 degrees. Wait, you guys? Oh wait, hold on. You guys do Celsius over there, right?
Okay. Yeah. So we match up.
Which is way 40. Yeah. That's negative 16 is way warmer.
No, it's not.
It's still cold. But so where's that fine line at? Like, where do you see that?
So it's a good question, actually, because a lot of especially if you've to add to that, if you look at my summer content, like if you've seen me go out with my kids in whitewater canoe trips and we go down class 3 water, rapids and stuff like that, a lot of people always think that I have this kind of like, not death wish, or like they're like, oh, the thing is that what I explain to everybody is that everything I do in the outdoors, first of all, I have zero desire to die at all, like zero. I don't care about the risk. That's why I didn't summit on Mount Washington 2 weeks ago. I have zero desire to do that because coming from like a time where I used to work at overnight camps, go out with kids, do a bunch of camping, like it's all about risk management. And that the line of risk management kind of like gets pushed further out, not as you become more, I don't know the right word, like cocky, or like you think you have it all. It's all about experience. It's really like the experience. So when I go out with my kids and I whitewater canoe and I go down to class 3, for example, and then you see Charlotte at the front almost fall out of the canoe, people think and I understand from the outside, it looks crazy. But for me, I never make a move out in the backcountry that I am not 100% sure to make, if that makes sense. So now
it's fair.
So it's not even a calculated risk. It's not like, to you, it's not even a risk. It's like, I know the outcome.
What I do is I know the outcome. The thing is that I've been doing this for 20 years, plus years, right? So it's like my experience level with my skill set has grown over and over. Now, accidents do happen. And I tell this to people, I could roll an ankle on top of Mount Washington, be stuck up there where nobody can get me, and that's it. Right? You never know. But in order for me to make a deadly decision, in order for me to have a fatality out on my trips, what you have to understand is I need to make 6, 7, 8 bad decisions in a row. Right? Even if I miss the line on my whitewater canoe trip, it's not the last line. I wouldn't have done it if there was only one line. Right? Okay. I know there's 7 other options. Right. It's just one is ideal. This one's going to be a little scary. This one's going to be a bit scarier. This one's going to suck if we have to swim.
Marty, what's the most you've made? Like 3 or 4 in a row? 5 in a row? How far have we gone down that rabbit hole?
I'm going to say 5.
5? I think Marty's
guessing.
It's still say like 4, maybe. You know? Like maybe he forgot his toothbrush. That's one for sure. Didn't bring the toilet paper.
So honestly, the place I make the most mistakes is when I'm at home and I go on a day trip. My guards is so down. I've made some shameful mistakes on those where it's like, bro, you would never make that. If you were 15, 16 hours up north, 7 hours away from civilization, I would have never made that decision, right? But you're home, you're complacent, and then you're just like, it'll be fine, and then you get stuck in a situation where you're like, God, why, right?
That's what they say. Yeah.
Well, and part of me believes you because you sound really convincing. But then I did just watch your watch the video where it's like the world's, I don't forget what you call it, the world's deadly, camping on the world's deadliest mountain.
So it's Mount Washington is the North America's deadliest mountain because of body count. Right. Because of body counts, right? And
then in the video, there's a scene that you film where they show a sign that basically, it says something, I'm paraphrasing here, but it says something like, don't go beyond this point. You are absolutely going to die. 100% turn back now. And then you're like, this is nothing. I'm just going to keep on hiking.
I'm Marty Morissette. I have a YouTube channel.
I have content to make here. I came here for the content.
It's all about the content.
I
got my toothbrush.
It's super interesting because the reality about Mount Washington, and especially that day, I know for a fact that day some people have summited. And I know for a fact that if I knew intimately the mountain, if I had gone there 17, 20 times, I have hiked it many times, it would have been a very different conversation up there. So these things are like, it's all about risk management. Like it's 100% about risk management. I don't make moves that I don't 100% know I can make. And because I want to live to come back. I have 2 young kids. I have a wife. I have a life that I like. And the other thing too, I was telling my partner, I'm like, we didn't pay $150,000 to summit Everest. We drove 6 hours to come here. We'll just come back another time. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
That's true.
It's different.
I don't think you're going to like my next question. Then,
oh boy, here we go.
In light of what you just said, but I'm going to ask it anyway. Because I hear what you're saying, but still there's a lot of, whether it's risk or perceived risk or stunts or action in your videos, which is awesome. So I got some video ideas for you. All right.
Okay, let's go.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Let's go.
And so I feel like
here we go.
That's one of my strengths is coming up with content. So if you want to take all 3, you're welcome to free of charge here. So I've got three video ideas for you that I think might be up your alley, or at least I thought that before we just had this conversation. And so my question is, which of the following would you be most interested in making? All right.
Let's go. Sure.
So number 1, wear body armor made of meat and hike around Kodiak Island in Alaska.
Oh, jeez.
Okay, that's number 1.
All right.
You thought about it by yourself.
I know you're into paddling, so you make paddling videos. So paddle a log that you found in the woods. So rather than a boat, you find a log, you bring a paddle, and you paddle down a Class 4 river.
Class 4.
Class 4. Yep, on a log. Yep. There's 6, 7 lines, right? You got lots of mistakes you can make before it goes south.
6 or 7 maximum.
6 or 7 maximum.
Okay, last one, and this is really big time.
Oh boy.
Wear an apple necklace in
geez.
Sasquatch territory.
I've done that. It's scary. I've done that. That is scary. It's true. True story.
I would. Okay, so I'm a huge sucker for fun stories like Sasquatch and UFO. So I would definitely want to try to meet some Sasquatch.
Who doesn't? Who doesn't? I'm still looking.
Whenever you put that video out, we will definitely advertise as much as possible on our show.
What do you wait, Carl? What are you going to title this video? Because I got a great title. If you didn't title, did you have a title for it?
I mean, if we want to relate it to our episode, it could be like somebody promises to wear an apple necklace and actually follows through by bringing apples with him.
Oh, wow. That's a cut. That's a cut. I was just going to say, you could just label these movies
you got to keep them under 50 characters.
50 characters.
Like,
I know, that's way too long.
I fed apples to Sasquatch.
Yeah.
And
Marty wears apples better than Derek. Is that good?
I'm just gonna call this movie The Blonde Bear Grylls, and we'll just leave it at that. And I think we'll get some hits. Clickbait. Clickbait. Okay. Let's go.
I was secretly rooting for the other 2, but that's okay.
What's the thumbnail? We need a still with Bigfoot. We definitely need it.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
That
So
goes
can I
without saying.
hire
Yeah.
you to wear the suit?
I got a suit. I got one with me.
Oh, sure. Just have Carl not shave for like a couple weeks and you're good. You don't need,
Okay,
It's
so
totally fine.
so kind of the crux or the heart of this episode is about like cold weather backcountry skills that are critical for success. And I know you do summertime stuff and you do a lot of paddling too, but just, it's wintertime right now, and a lot of your videos, your recent videos are obviously winter themed. So I figured you're more knowledgeable on winter backpacking, winter travel, winter adventure than we are. So what are 3 cold weather backcountry skills that you got?
3.
That's right.
Okay, so
Wait a second. You sound surprised by this question. I think I set this to you ahead of time.
you did send it to me.
Stumped him.
You did send it to
Stumped
me.
him.
That the problem with your question is you said don't talk about layering because everybody knows
Yeah.
that. My problem.
Oh.
My problem.
But that's on the
So
list.
wait.
It's on the
time,
list.
time. My problem is that I do agree that everybody knows about layering. I believe that very few people understand how to layer and how to work it, and that is why people hate winter activities.
Okay,
in general.
so let me clarify my point.
So, and I can unpack.
Let me clarify
that.
my point. I just
Yeah.
I didn't want wonders to be like,
Okay.
you just got to layer. Like that's what people say.
Oh, okay, I got it. Okay, so let's get controversial. Are you guys
Here we
into
go.
that? Because
we are.
because
Here.
I've
Let's
made
go.
a lot of like on although it hasn't been active, shameless plug here on my podcast. I've made an episode about how I believe that the merino wool industry is lied to us, right? And that was kind of the beginning of it. And I've got a lot of people talking about it, and I think it's a subject that needs to be addressed very well because I think that I'll get into it.
I wanna hear this, yeah.
The idea is the following. First off, it really matters the climate in which you're in for what I'm about to say. So, for example, where I'm at, if I'm going to be backpacking in the Northeast, in Quebec, in Ontario, in Canada, it's extremely humid to start, right? This is not Texas. It's not, it's very humid, meaning it'll be 100% humidity in the winter here. So it's just very wet.
Texas is humid too, by the way, just FYI.
Oh, I thought it was a super dry climate. What did I think?
Colorado's dry.
Okay.
Florida's wet. Florida's wet.
So here's the problem with merino wool, especially for base layers. So number one, base layer are not designed to keep you warm. That's the number one thing. Unless you're sitting down and doing nothing and you want a warm base layer on you, that's one thing. But if you're in an active moment, so you're hiking, you're backpacking, like I was going up Mount Washington, my base layer is not designed to keep me warm. It's designed to keep me dry. And that's key. So the weight of the weight of your base layer, the way I like to look at it for my body, and it's going to change for everybody's bodies depending on how much they sweat, how warm they run. For me, I need to be able to see through my base layer. If I can't, like if I look at it through the light, it's too heavy and it's going to make me sweat way too much. Now, the problem with merino wool that I have in my climate, it would be different in the high Arctic, for example, is that merino wool is a hygroscopic material, meaning it is designed to, not designed, it's just natural fiber, but it absorbs moisture in the air a lot. How much, you might ask? From my understanding of the research I've done, up to 30% of its own weight.
Interesting.
If you take a polyester base or fleece, right? So a synthetic base layer, blend base layer, it'll absorb up to 5% of its own weight. Now, why does that matter? Because both of them will keep you warm when wet. Okay, now a lot of people are like, why would I ever get wet in the wintertime? Because, first of all, you'll sweat like you have no idea, even if it's minus 30 outside.
True.
Because your body has to keep up with being warm, which this is why it's important to ride the cold edge, I call it. I learned that from someone else, but it's like you want to be just on the edge of being cold when you're active. Otherwise, you're going to sweat too much. So often enough, it's like base layer, a little fleece top, and that's all I have. Like I don't wear much. Like I seldom wear my shell. Having a layering system is not as much designed for you to be able to remove layers and put them on, but it's also designed so that your moisture of your own body can travel through the layers to keep you dry. That is the true purpose. So moisture management for winter camping or winter backpacking is like the number one skill everybody needs to own, and if they want to be able to have a good time, because you're going to be wet. You're going to be wet from your sweat, and you're going to be wet from condensation, because what have we learned in like physics of high school is when the warm air that your body generates hits the cold air, it condensates. So that creates a lot of moisture, like actual wet moisture. And the problem I have with the shell is that as much as they're telling you they're supposed to breathe, they never breathe enough.
Then I breathe. Yeah.
They don't breathe.
So I never wear my shell unless I have to, because this way my body heat just evaporates it through the layering system, because I have an appropriate base layer. And for me, in my climate, I wear all synthetic blends because it only absorbs 5% of its own weight, meaning it is far easier to dry.
I get you. Carl, what do you think about all that? What's your thought on it? Is it a bunch of...
I was reflecting probably a different way, because like Marty, it seems this is what a lot of content providers do, where they have really good information and they put it out there to sort of educate the audience, right? One thing that's a little bit different about our show is that if you truly think that there's like an industry that's lying to you about something, in this case, like I prefer just to go straight to the source and call them liars and then see what they say about it.
Just call them a liar.
Just call them a liar. Go for it. Go. It's not that they're lying. It's like, let's be honest. In the last 5 years, how popular has merino wool become? It's obviously an industry that has done really good marketing.
Oh, no, for sure. But
it's all it is.
But we go to the Outdoor Retailer show, and so we have access to all the people that we ever want to talk to. And there's, I don't know, usually 10 sock companies there. And so I can just literally go right to their face and be like, hey, so there's this content provider who's really popular, really famous, named Marty Morissette, and he's calling you a liar.
Go.
React. And and so that's what we'll do the next time. Is that fair?
You should make clips out of this and pull it up out there.
Yeah.
Because the reality too, here's the thing too, that for me, that just, because I've had a lot of people comment on me saying this. And there's a lot of reason to hate polyester blends. I agree that the microplastic that gets washed off into the oceans and all that, it's a problem. The thing is that I wear that kind of blend like 7 times a year. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's not like poison. It's not like I wear it all the time. I go out on the mountains and I wear it. And the other thing too is that it is significantly less performant in active mode. If you look at my video on Mount Washington, I am so we get to the high alpine where we're about to camp. I am drenched.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like,
that was cool.
So wet.
I mean, it's cool how you handle it.
And then I was like, listen, most people would think to change, but the problem is all this is going to freeze in your backpack now, and that's going to be useless for you from now on. You're going to have to carry that weight. If you're all wet, instead of removing your wet layers, you add a bunch of warm layers. So like I had 2 fleece jackets with me, like just different thickness of fleece. You just put it on. Your body heat works the moisture away from it, and it travels through. And because these materials don't hold on to water, they dry like this. And within an hour of me setting up, I'm all dry.
I like it.
So your number 1, so we said no layering conversation, was layering. So number 2, do you have another layering tip, or is this a different one, different skill?
It's going to be a bit of a layering tip.
It's all about layering, Carl.
Okay, the thing is, it's going to be about moisture management. This one. Okay. A big key. A lot of people complain about cold feet in the wintertime.
Carl.
Right.
One of the biggest problem that usually happens is that something that you don't realize, that as you're hiking, as you're doing your winter activity, you're sweating from your feet. That sweat goes into the insulation of your boot. That boot freezes, and now you're stuck. Right. Really capturing that moisture so that it doesn't freeze your boot is another, like, it's a key element. So
plastic
bags, like grandma's trick, good old plastic bags. So what you want is you want to use it like a house. So if you know how a house is built, you have the warm side, which is the inside of the house. Then if you tear apart like the sheet wall, like the drywall there, you're going to see a piece of plastic, which is the vapor barrier. Right? Vapor barrier is the plastic bag. So you got your warm body, maybe a little liner just so it's not uncomfortable. You put the plastic bag, and then after that, what's behind the vapor barrier is the insulation. Because if you do the reverse, it'll condensate on you because your heat's going to travel through the insulation. It's going to hit the cold air, which is where the vapor barrier is, or the plastic bag, and that's going to create moisture again. So you want to keep it in.
Carl, he's telling the truth, because I got a hole in my wall right now. We're remodeling the bathroom and they just ripped everything down. So I mean, it's accurate. I mean, I will say, all this layering and moisture talk, I get what you're saying. I remember when I was in the Antarctica, and we were doing like a kayaking thing, and they're like, don't wear too many layers, don't wear too much, because you get out there. I think I wore like a little fleece, a t-shirt, and like a windbreaker
In
and
Antarctica.
like really cold weather in Antarctica. Yeah, and it was like you were good because once you start paddling and kayaking, like you do work up and you get sweaty. So I mean, I see what you're saying.
What's the best
Like,
plastic bag brand that you recommend?
Target. It's Target.
You go for Target?
Yeah.
I just
Walmart.
I just get bread bags.
Okay, bread bags.
Just they're long tube bags. That's all it is. I just get bread bags.
Bread bags are good. Okay,
Yeah.
There it is.
So
Wonder Bread. Wonder Bread.
Yeah, Wonder Bread. the best bread you can have.
I like it.
The other thing you can do is buy Vapor Barrier socks. I have not had the best experience with them though, personally.
Right.
I have not found a good brand.
I'm gonna keep it with Ziplocs. What's your number 3? You got there was 2, right? Those 2 layering moisture.
Number 3 is one of my personal favorite. No, it's not moisture management. It's one of my personal favorite at camp
head layering
head layering. Is when you set up your tent, your campsite.
Yeah.
If you have like just a winter tent, if what you can do is if you have enough snow, for the perimeter of the vestibule, if you dig it out 2 feet deep, give or take, okay, the length, okay, and then you set up your tent. But where the vestibule is, you have these holes, right? These 2 feet holes. What it allows you to do is it allows you to sit inside the tent like you're in a chair.
Oh.
And then and if you're going to be in high alpine or in places where it's super cold and you're just in the tent, you need to do a lot of water. You can actually, and I don't recommend it to anyone, but I do it all the time. You can cook in your vestibule in a very safe way.
It's vented, right?
And
you have it vented.
Well, oh yeah, the tent is never not vented anyways. But
No. There's people that have died in tents with cooking. And,
no, for sure.
Yeah.
But I mean, like
all from Colorado.
You
Colorado.
keep the top zipper of your vestibule out, and then but now you can cook really low, and then you can just sit in your tent. And I have this like a Thermarest Trekker chair sling that I put around my Xtherm, so I just sit back in it while I'm cooking, and then you're in the tent, you're chatting, and then this way you're just not freezing your butt out. It's one of my favorite trick of all time.
I like that. Carl's going to ask you if you cook chili mac with beef. And,
from
this is like a third time you put a question in my mouth. Thanks for that, Derek.
Yeah, I'm going to do that, but I'm going to take it right out of your mouth.
No, I was still interested in this strategy here. So you're basically making, like, is the Thermarest chair kit that you bring is like your legs have to be kind of shooting straight out when you use it normally. But you're saying you're making almost like a snow bench to.
Yeah, you're making a snow bench.
So you're making it where you can kind of sit in your legs, your knees are at 90 degrees. And it's a lot more comfortable.
That's right.
And then your tent, I'm trying to envision this. Is your tent material, like the tent floor, is this on top of the bench or is this next to the bench?
It's on top, right? So like you open the door of the tent and it drops right away. It also gives you way more room for your pack and all that stuff.
All right, I got a question for you, but before I get the question, I want to know, I saw one of your videos, you had an item that Carl despises and you used it with pride and you used it with joy. And it was the
good. Exactly.
It was the green Nalgene bottle.
But that's in wintertime. That's when you're supposed to use it. That's when
you hate Nalgene bottles. You hate Nalgene bottles.
Not in the wintertime.
So,
not in the wintertime.
Boy.
We've had this conversation. What's that? Yeah. No, in the wintertime, you can put a lot of stuff in them. You can have hot water. They tend to not freeze as fast as like your smart water
That doesn't
bottle.
track with what you say. All right, it just doesn't track.
Talking about Nalgene, you want a really quick, really useful tip? You've probably heard about putting boiling water, putting that in your sleeping bag.
Right.
Sleeping bag.
That's great.
Yeah.
You know what's an even better trick before you do that is you take your socks that are a little humid.
Yeah.
You put the boiling water, but you put the socks here.
Over.
You'll see it evaporate. You'll see them get dry.
Wait a second though. If you put a sock over the Nalgene, like unless you get some pretty significant cankles, like those are going to stretch out the socks pretty bad, right?
Yeah, maybe you need to work your calves a little bit.
Get some stretchier socks. He doesn't wear merino wool, so it's probably stretchier socks, right? So, how was that? Last comment I had was that you made that chocolate cake for your wife, right? In the orange, inside of the orange.
Yeah.
Send me that recipe if you want. And
nobody knows what you're talking about. You explain it.
On his YouTube channel. So he went hiking with his wife, and he's like, "I really want her to enjoy this trip." I didn't get to see the whole thing, but he's like, look, her lower back's hurting. I'm going to make he made some delicious dinner. I'm like, dude, I'll be your date. Like, let's go. He had like steaks out there, he like all this stuff. And then he's like, all right, I'm going to cook this chocolate cake, but we're going to do it like in an orange, and then we're going to like bake it. He's like, I've never done it. I've never done it, but I'm going to do it. And it like turns out like, amazing. Yeah. And it looked like, I mean, my mouth started watering. It was great.
Wait, what did you cook it on? Was it just in the fire?
Yeah, in the fire.
So you pit it out, right? You empty the inside, and then you do a cake mix. It was like dark chocolate cake mix or whatever. You put it all in there, and you take the lid back of the orange, you put it on. You wrap it all up in foil, and then a little trick is you kind of like wrap it in a way that you've got yourself a handle here at the top, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You just put it right in the coals, and I think it was like 8 minutes. It just cooks for it's great.
Magical.
Derek, I'm going to challenge you to do that on our next trip, just to pull it off. And
you bring the oranges and carry them. And
I'll be the taste tester.
Well, I was listening to some of your podcasts. Maybe you could try that in a watermelon or something.
There you
go. Justin Outdoors brought the watermelon.
Yeah, bring it with the watermelon.
We'll invite him too, and then he can carry the watermelon in. Although watermelon chocolate doesn't sound the same as orange chocolate.
I'd be willing. I'd gamble that if you carried it. Okay, my last question. Just tell me the craziest experience. If you had to pick one that comes to mind that's happened in the backcountry.
All your stunts, all the encounters you've had,
sleeping
all the risky things you've done, all the death wish moves you make,
all the bears you've cuddled in the tent, like anything that comes to mind.
It's not that exciting. Like for me, it's not that exciting out there in that way. I understand most people look at it and they're crazy, but this summer,
it doesn't have to be where you're generating the craziness or the excitement. It could be an encounter that you had where it was like something happened to you, or like we had a guy on who's like, I was out on a trail run and somebody pulled a gun on me in Bolivia, for example. So,
probably one of the scariest moment was I think I was like 10 or 11 back then. I was just starting out backpacking in the Adirondacks, and we used to go out in early May all the time. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with the area, but you usually get to Adirondack Lodge, you hike up to Marcy Dam, and most people kind of like base camp there, and then we peak bag from there, right? Like we climb mountains from there, we come back. And then I was 10, maybe 11. I was out with my dad. We had come in from Ottawa, like 4 hours drive at night. Like we're hiking in the dark. We get to Marcy Dam, we get set up, and as we kind of walk in, there's like these campers who are like, oh, bears ran through all of our food and all that. So we try to set up away. And as we're setting up our tent, man, there was like 2-3 bears in the bushes 10 feet away, just like circling us. And it sounded, I remember it sounding like a train. Like these things were moving fast through there.
Yeah.
And that was pretty eerie.
I mean, geez.
Yeah, dude, it was just like, and I remember I was crying too at the time. So I was crying, and my dad was like, "What do you want?" Like, it's like, "What are we gonna do?" Right? And I was like, "I just want to go hide in a tent." As soon as I got in the tent, I fell sound asleep, like nothing else. My dad all night.
The tent's invincible.
Eyes open.
The invincible tent.
Right.
The invincible tent.
Okay. Well, that was your first opportunity to wear food armor for the bears, and
I didn't take it.
He didn't know.
I did hide in the tent though.
Yeah. That thin layer is so protective.
Carl still does that, so that's good.
Yeah. I hide in the tent a lot.
Man, this has been fun. Okay, so usually at the end of like an interview, we'll give you like the opportunity to like, this is your time to like promote your YouTube channel, your social media. Is there anything you want to talk about? Upcoming projects, upcoming anything? Shoot away. The floor is yours.
What you got?
Floor is yours.
What do I? Yeah. Well, thanks for the offer. First off, you can find me on all the platforms, and I mean all of them. I'm on Talk, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Shorts, I'm on YouTube. I do them all on Facebook. Yeah, I'm still on MySpace. You can find me on all of them. However you like to consume content, outdoor content, I'm making a version of it. I have maybe 25 episodes of the Marty Morissette audio experience as the podcast that you guys can go check out too. I've put that on the back burner. I do want to return to it eventually, but it's all under Marty Morissette. I'm super dedicated at bringing some content out. I absolutely love making content, and I love to share my love for the outdoors. I think the outdoors has an opportunity to offer adventure to people. And I think adventure is something that a lot of people are in desperate need of in general in their lives.
For sure.
I agree.
To push their limits, to try something new. And it's just, I just can't get enough of it. I go out with my kids, I go out with my wife, I go out with my friends, I go out solo, and I record it. I'm just a passionate storyteller. I love to get better at telling my stories, at sharing nuggets of my experience. And whether you want to ever think of doing it or never want to do it, I think you'll still enjoy the storytelling, because I just want to give you the experience, the immersed experience of what it is to do what I do.
I love the energy in the videos, man. Keep going. Keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah. Oh,
it's
for
great.
sure. Yeah, very engaging, and yeah, we're fans for sure. So, hey, Marty, man, really appreciate you coming on the show, and we hope to have you on again. This has been excellent.
Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
You rolled with all the nonsense we threw at you, and
Yes, you did.
And we'll include all the the links and things in our show description, both on our audio apps and of course on YouTube. Yep. So again, Marty, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, my friend. So what'd you think about that?
I mean, Blonde Bear Grylls. That's what I'd have to say about that. I think he's got a lot of. I love his passion for the outdoor. I mean, he's always like looking for adventure, like he was saying, like some kind of maybe. And it was a good that he clarified kind of the challenge with the whole, death wish. Let's assess the risk and let's apply all this knowledge we have. But I still understand, if I make enough bad decisions, like things can get really weird. I think that just shows like a healthy respect for the outdoors, which you should have. So
he does. That being said, though, he did go, backpacking on Mount Washington, which is North America's deadliest mountain. True. And I mean, he had all the right gear.
Yeah.
But the winds can kick up to, I mean, it could just blow them right off the mountain. So there's, anything can happen out there. Let's be honest. So even like backpacking or just going outside is a calculated risk.
Yeah, it is.
So, Okay. What did you think about the wool sock liars, or just the wool making liars?
I mean,
is that worth calling them out? You think?
Just going to the stores and being like, look.
No, the outdoor retailer show. Like, I'm going to have all those people there. Anytime you go, there's going to be...
That's just good content. So, yeah, I think you should put them to the test. And at the very least, you're forcing them to kind of defend their product. They're like, why don't you explain this to me? Like, why is this a good idea? And then I'm going to challenge you and see. It's always fun to see them kind of like... It's not like they're going to walk away. They're at their booth, right? So... Right. That's good stuff. So I would say, they
could say, like, you got to separate. If you're offensive enough, they could say, you're going to... Yeah, stop recording this. I don't want to answer that. Or you're not being very, very nice.
We're going to lose sales.
Shut it down.
So it seems like you're just kind of...
Okay, how would you phrase it? You want to accuse a company of sort of like false advertising or suggesting things about their products that aren't true. You got the microphone. What's the question you're going to ask? How would you phrase it?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know how I'd phrase it, but I do know I listen to a lot of podcasts where they confront people who've done wrong things. And it's like you want them to just, but they're so good about like, let me just ask you a direct question in this tone. And let me just see what you're going to say about it. These are the facts. What do you have to say about that? And like, you try to be like as polite as possible, but like super direct where they can't, it's like you're trying to put them in a corner in the nicest way possible. So imagine it's almost like you're becoming this really extremely nice bully, and you're cornering them, and you're asking them to answer some questions that they don't.
And I don't want to be a bully, but I do like to ask the direct questions. So
you're a nice bully. I don't know. I just think that there's a way to do it where it's not gonna like you're giving them no reason to get upset at you and get angry, but you're also leaving them no option but to tell you the truth or face the inconsistency of whatever you're talking about, right? So
I think, the key. So there's a key. You got to find the right person to interview, right? Because if the outdoor retailer show, they'll be like, oh, just have this person who's new to our company answer the questions and they don't know what they're talking about. That actually happened when I interviewed when I interviewed Sawyer a couple of years ago, where I had this super nice girl, and I'm like, I can't challenge her with these questions.
I was going to ask you that. Do they just defer you to somebody like that? So that's like.
That time they did. It wasn't that they were not valuing me. It was like they were trying to value her and give her some practice. But I don't know. I was new to the show, and so I couldn't sift through that process, and now I can. So I'm just thinking, if I come to a company that's like we have the best waterproof, breathable jackets. Like, I would have something to say about that. So could I say like, hey, so you say this jacket's waterproof and breathable. Here's the science behind why that's impossible. How would you respond to that? Like, you gotta, you gotta ask it in a way.
You get better and better.
And now you're talking to a salesman or a marketing person who's not a scientist, and then they're answering the question, right? So I don't know, man. I don't know if that's gonna work.
I don't think it will, because you're not gonna be able to talk to the right people at a show like that, right? I mean, it's just the bottom line. Right. But it's funny. It's darn funny.
It is funny.
What was your take? What was your biggest takeaway from him? I mean, like
that was the wool socks was a big one. The I like that he's I put in the notes, like the outline of our show. I said, hey, don't talk about layers. I don't want you just saying layers is one of your answers. And then he's like, right. I got to make 2 out of my 3 layers. But he had good things to say about it, so it was well worth the information. It was. So he was very well prepared in that regard. The big takeaway for me was, I'm wondering if he's going to actually do a video where he's walking around with an Apple necklace.
I don't think he will.
What do you think?
No, I don't think he will. No.
Not many will brave that.
I'm going to call him out. I don't know if he will. I hope he does. We'll
follow up with that. That's what we do. If he comes back on the show, we follow up, and then we hold him accountable. So
that's what we're going to do. We got a lot of that coming up this year. I mean, look, orange cake. Or quick cake in the orange.
Oh, yeah.
That was magical.
That was cool. I didn't see that video. I'll have to look that one.
I didn't ask him, though, because part of that video was, it was like his wife's first time going. And he's like, I just want to make sure she has a good time because I want her to come back. And her back was sore. Right. So I didn't follow up and ask him, like, is she still going with you, or is it just you and the kids?
Is she going to go again?
Just you and the kids are going now? That's a bummer.
Well, I've always said, like, the hardest person to bring is the reluctant spouse. And she was obviously willing to go, and he was doing his best. So you make it fun for somebody, man. Yeah, you can get him to go again, but it's still hard to take that person.
True. Yeah, and he pulled out the stops. I mean, if you watch the episode, I mean, he was cooking steaks. He had the grill, this mini grill. Yeah. I mean, he was going to town. So
he's very on top of things. He's definitely a trip planner. He's not just kind of rolling with things. Like, he is on point. So I would expect that would be how that went. So that's cool. I'll have to check that one out.
Absolutely.
All right, my friend. I got some cold weather trivia for you coming up right after this.
Are you tired of supporting outdoor brands that scour the globe, exploiting the most destitute people and the laxest environmental laws, putting profit above absolutely everything? No longer do you have to add fuel to the environment and social dumpster fire to get the best quality gear for your next hike. Introducing Magnet Designs. Through hiker design, tested, built, and owned. Everything they sell has been tested, tweaked, and punished along long trails all over the world. Check out their best-selling product, the Bend Alpha 90 hoodie. Made in Bend, Oregon, using USA-made from recycled material, PolarTech Alpha Direct fabric, ultra-light, compressible, hydrophobic, breathable, quick-drying, and stylish. Weighing just 4.5 ounces in a men's medium. Put your ethical quagmire to bed when you support Magnet Designs. Be confident you are getting the most vetted products for what we do, with the smallest possible environmental footprint. Designed on the trail, built for trail life, handmade to order in Bend, Oregon. Visit magnetdesigns.com with no E in the designs.
O'Reilly! Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Time. It's always vanishing. The commute, the errands, the work functions, the meetings, selling your car. Unless you sell your car with Carvana. Get a real offer in minutes. Get it picked up from your door. Get paid on the spot. So fast, you'll wonder what the catch is. There isn't one. We just respect you and your time. Oh, you're still here? Move along now. Enjoy your day. Sell your car today. Carvana. Pickup fees may apply.
Are you ready for cold weather trivia, my friend?
Burr. Let's go.
Burr. Okay.
Is that the answer to
three
one?
questions for you. I ran by the questions. I ran them by my wife, Jessica, to make sure they were fair and that there was kind of some common knowledge stuff.
To make sure they're fair, I'm already going to lose this. That's okay.
No, I think it's common knowledge, but I didn't know, like, because I know some of the answers, but I don't want to assume that you know or that everybody else out there knows. But I think this is some common knowledge. I think this is a pretty easy trivia, to be honest. So be ashamed if you do lose it. How about that?
Probably will. All right, go ahead. What do you got? Fire away.
Okay, well, I got one fill-in, I got a true false, and I got a multiple choice. All right.
Oh, okay.
Here we go.
All right.
Here we go. Number one.
Here we go.
What are the temperatures for freezing in both Fahrenheit and Celsius?
Oh gosh, right. And Celsius. Okay.
Yeah.
In Fahrenheit, I believe that the freezing temperature. Well, let me just say this: the Fahrenheit is like negative, or not negative. It's I believe it's 32 degrees.
Okay, is it plus 32 or negative 32?
It's plus 32. And Celsius, I want to say, is just 0. Right.
All right. You want to say it or you're saying it?
I'm gonna say 0.
Okay, that is correct, my friend. Ding,
Yeah.
ding, 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 ding. Okay.
Dang, dang, dang.
All right. Number 2 is a true or false.
Oh boy, I'm not good.
The Earth is closest to the sun
Uh-huh.
in the northern hemisphere when it's winter.
False.
False.
That was false. We are farther away.
Yeah. So the Earth's tilt is farther away, but
Correct.
the actual Earth body is closer, so it is true.
What? I thought the Earth.
Yeah.
Oh, the tilt. You're talking about the
Yeah,
tilt.
it's the tilt we're leaning away. That's why it's wintertime, but we're technically closer because it's not a complete circle.
I mixed it up with the actual
orbit's not a complete circle.
That's terrible. That's terrible. I'm never good at true and false. I know. All right, this is it. Here we go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Next one.
Number 3, the coldest temperature on Earth was recorded
Oh,
at
jeez.
negative 128.6 degrees Fahrenheit. The coldest temperature ever. Where was it recorded?
Oh, jeez.
A, Siberia. B, Nunavut province in Canada. C, Antarctica. Or D, Santa's front yard at the North Pole. Which one?
Okay, let's see. I think you want me to say Antarctica, but I don't know.
Whatever the wrong answer is, I definitely want you to say, but I don't know. I don't want to say. I don't know. I want you to say Santa's place.
Was this okay? Let me ask you a question. This is a fair question. Was it including like wind chill, or was this like no?
No, not including wind chill. Just straight up ambient temperature.
Oh gosh. Okay. And then okay. I'm gonna say it was in. Okay, so we have Antarctica. We have Soviet Union. Where? or something in Russia.
Soviet Union.
Something.
I guess it technically could have been when the Soviet Union was around, but it's in Siberia, which is part of Russia.
Siberia. Yeah. Okay, Siberia, not Soviet Union. What am I saying? Soviet Union. Okay, I don't think it's Canada. And the other one was the fourth one? You only had 3?
Santa's front yard.
Santa's front yard, not true. I'm gonna say it was. Oh, geez. It's either Siberia or it's Antarctica. It's got to be like at one of the stations. I'm gonna stick with Antarctica. I think it's Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. That is correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes.
It was actually at a Russian station there, and you passed trivia.
Was it the bonus point? Was it the? I learned about this when I was down there. Was it the Vostok
It
station?
might have been. Yeah, I don't have all the stations memorized in Antarctica, strangely.
You didn't do your homework. Okay, good. Nice. Bonus point.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Wow. You did well. Well done. Okay. Yeah. All right. Pass on the trivia, man. You're really good at figuring out the multiple choice, kind of processing through. You do good with that.
Ooh, how scary. You gave me 4.
Yeah.
It gets a little tricky.
Well, the fourth one was silly, man. So I
almost said that one.
On. You knew it was silly. So
Santa's real. So I might have been.
We have a variety of folks and ages listening, so I'm not going to dive into that. For tidbits, I've got one. So on our Patreon, we've got a bonus episode for February, the extended edition of the Dan Becker episode. More from him, possibly the best part. So if you would like to join the Patreon family, we would be so honored. It helps our show, keeps us going, and That's all I got.
That's all I got. Guys, thanks again for tuning in, and check out Marty Morissette's stuff on YouTube and everywhere, Instagram, all that stuff. Check out Backpacking and Blisters on all that stuff as well.
Subscribe.
Click it.
Please subscribe.
Smash it. Whatever the kids are saying today. I don't know. Whatever. Just do it. You guys know the drill. We will see you next time. I'm going to go have some cake in the orange. We'll see you next time. Yeah, so we went out a while ago. I think we were in California actually, and we were trying some cold stuff. I was trying to prep Carl, trying to get him a little tougher for the summer trips, and some of these things just don't work out. I gave him, the hot water was out. I said, let's just put one toe in the pool, just one toe in the pool. He was scared. He wouldn't even put ice in his drink at my house. So I don't really know. Like he just. Thin skin is all I gotta say. So you gotta really toughen up your friends. You gotta pour water on them, play jokes with wet water. Douse them and get them ready for things, because the trail is no joke when it rains. The trail, you might have to go jacket for pants like I did. I don't know, but Carl, can he hack it? He put the toe in. The waterworks started. I don't know what to do. I give up.